Hi everyone, this is Sarah Russell, and today I'm continuing my series of Detox Your Practice videos with a topic that I think is really important, which is how to set up a client-practitioner relationship that comes from a place of integrity, and how to use that place of integrity to help set up an atmosphere of healing and within a framework where expectations are realistic and balanced. So it really starts with prospective clients. When a prospective client reaches out to you and you have a discovery call, which you really should have, by the way, um, it is incredibly important for you to remember when you're talking with that prospective client or emailing with them that your goal is not, and I repeat, is not to get the client to sign on. It is not to um, to sell yourself or your services or your package or whatever it is, and it is not your goal to sell them anything. Your goal is to discover, to explore together from a place of mutual integrity whether you are um, a good match for that client. Um, and if you're not, it is really important for you to be able to say that in integrity and refer the person on to someone else, um, or just free up time and space for them to do their own searching if you don't have any leads and you're not able to find any leads. There will be situations where you tell the client that you don't have experience in that specific area, and you will both decide that nonetheless um, you are both happy to work together. So when I say good match, I don't mean that you have experience in a specific area of nutritional therapy. I just mean that you have the ability to support that person from a place of integrity in coming up with an individualized client-centered plan that will help the client attain the best level of health that they can. If you know someone who is a better match for them, either because they have more experience with a specific condition, or more interest in that condition, or more time on their hands than you do. If you're just really overstretched, you should not take on a client with a very complex health case. You should not take on a client with a new to you health condition that is going to require you, in order to help them, to do a lot of research. You need to let people know, look, my hands are really full. Your case deserves a lot of attention. Your case deserves somebody who is more individualized, who is more specialized than I am, who is more experienced. That is your opinion. They may say, look, I still want to work with you. And then it is up to you. If you don't have time, you really should refer them out, because you are not going to be able to serve them. But if you are just starting out and somebody reached out to you for support with Crohn's disease, you've never worked with Crohn's disease before, but it sounds really interesting to you and you would love to support people with Crohn's disease in the future, and the client has come to you really wanting to work with you, maybe because you supported their sister or their mom or a colleague, and the person had just stellar things to say about what a good practitioner you are and what a great listener you are, and how much you help them, then you can, informing them that you've never worked with Crohn's disease before, but you're really interested and open to supporting them. If that's what they want to do and you're super excited, and I mean really excited, not just to take their money, but to help them and to learn and to take that knowledge and to help other people with similar conditions, then you are a good match for that person. It feels good to you. It feels good to them. You should not in any way put pressure on a prospective client. You should not make them feel rushed, or that they have to sign up for, a really expensive package, or they can't work with you. That's kind of a form of blackmail almost. And it does not mean that you're acting in integrity. You should, if you think that a person needs a minimum number of sessions in order to really get to a place where you can determine a certain amount of progress, yeah, sure, you can tell them, look, I really think, and I do this because sometimes people think that they can just sign up for a discovery call and solve all their problems on a discovery call, or solve all their problems after just one intake session, and that is often not the case. And if a person needs more, I'm going to tell them, look, I don't think that you can really get anywhere much doing less than 3 months of work. So I'm the right person for you if you're able to commit to that. Now, keep in mind that some people are not going to be comfortable with that for whatever reason. Sometimes people have a history of severe medical trauma. So, they have been either gaslighted or traumatized or exploited by prior healthcare practitioners, either in allopathic care or holistic care, or both. And they will not be able to commit to that. And it's up to you to ask yourself, do I feel like I can make an exception for this person? Does it feel good to me to make an exception for this person in a situation like that? Even if I believe that they need at least 3 months, should we do a one-off discovery? I'm sorry, not discovery call. You should be doing a discovery call with everyone, but doing a one-off intake session for the client to get a sense of whether they want to continue with a 3-month plan. Sure, in some situations that is 100% appropriate. But if you don't feel good about doing that, you just need to refer them out to someone who is able to give them the flexibility and who feels good about doing that. It's not always your responsibility to find someone who fits those criteria. You can just say, look, I don't fit those criteria. I don't know anyone who does. I'm really sorry. I can try to reach out to my community and see if there's someone who fits those criteria. And if not, you can continue searching. Just do your due diligence. You don't have to, search until the cows come home. But, dovetailing on this, I think it's really important to remember that health and holistic come from the same root as the word whole, meaning, the entire being, whole, WHOLE, not HOLE. And another word for wholeness is integrity. And it's really important for every holistic healthcare practitioner to act in integrity. Now, unfortunately, not everyone in the holistic health community does that. There is a lot of predatory marketing that happens. There's a lot of exploitation. There's a lot of, setting up expectations that aren't quite right. There's a lot more practitioner-centered behavior than there is client-centered behavior sometimes. And I'm not saying this to judge people. I'm just saying we can do better. And we should all really do our due diligence to try and be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can in order to serve people in integrity along their holistic health journey. Once you and the client have mutually decided that you both feel that you are a good match for working together, it is really important for you to help set up expectations for the person's health journey that are realistic. You should never make promises of outcomes that that you're not sure that you can keep. And I don't think that we can keep any promise about any outcomes. You may have a really high success rate. You may have 100% success rate in a specific area. You can tell them, look, up to now, I have 100% success rate in, whatever it is, preconception, or, I don't know what, helping people with GERD, whatever it is. But you can say, look, that is what has happened up to now. And it is possible that, that somebody, maybe even you, is not able to fully reverse that issue, or, fully attain that goal, whatever it is. So it is incredibly important for you to support people and hold space for them, knowing that the final place where a person might arrive in their nutritional therapy journey may not be their ideal. Sometimes people have unrealistic expectations for their health. Sometimes things happen in health that appear almost miraculous, or that full on appear that full on come across as miraculous. That does happen, but we cannot bet on that. And we should not have our clients necessarily, of course, everybody should be open to the fact that, apparently miraculous things could happen. Sure. Yeah, I think it's great to be open to the infinite potential of positive healing, but we should not stretch that to into kind of a toxic positivity, cookie cutter expectation of health, good health or healing being the absence of symptoms or the absence of discomfort, or, a perfect baby. If somebody is pregnant or trying to conceive, you should not promise them that their baby is going to be 100%, without health problems. We live in a society that is to some extent ableist, and ableism, which is, basically this frame of mind that puts non-disabled people higher up in hierarchy than people with disabilities or illnesses that might impair some of their physical, mental, intellectual, or social abilities. We should help people understand that their healing journey may not take them or their family member or their future child into a place where there is where they fit into an ableist framework per se. You don't have to necessarily use that language, but what I'm saying is we really should help people understand that every person's highest level of optimal health may be something different than what the cultural standard of the moment may be. Disability is a social construct. So, if somebody comes to you and says, I want to conceive a baby and I want that baby not to be autistic, you cannot promise them that their baby will not be autistic. They may have a family history, they may have a history of already having autistic children, or they may just be worried about autism because there's an increasing rate of autism spectrum disorder in the Western world right now. You can help people understand that in terms of the known risk factors that have a corresponding action that that the person can take easily, that you can work on those together and reduce those modifiable risk factors. But you cannot change the non-modifiable risk factors that the person has. So you can tell them, look, we can reduce the risk. But, I personally, because of my own philosophy, I wouldn't want to work with somebody, and I'm not the right practitioner for this reason, to work with somebody who wants to have a baby who will not have any disability or illness. First of all, because I don't think that's a realistic expectation. I'm saying this from a place of, I've worked as a nutritional therapy practitioner with many families during preconception and pregnancy who have had perfectly healthy babies. But I also think it's incredibly important to serve the families of children who have disabilities of various types. And I don't think that that I'm the right person to work with somebody who doesn't want to have a child who could potentially be considered disabled by the cultural standards of the culture that we live in. That's me. You might feel completely different, but that is my integrity. And that is why, I let people know up front, look, I'm not the right person for you if they have that kind of expectation. So I think that it is important for you to understand yourself as much as possible, and for your client to the greatest extent possible to have a knowledge of who they are and what they want, and what they can and can't do, what they're willing and not willing to do, in order for you and the client to explore together what whether you're a good match for each other, or whether you can find someone else who is a better match, and And then once you do start working together, what realistic goals, expectations, and action steps are. Always from a place of integrity. Holistic health and integrity should always go together. So act in integrity to yourself, to your profession, and to the clients that either that you serve or that you refer out. You're still helping people heal by referring them out or freeing up time and space for them to find someone on their own who may not be you if you're not the right person. I hope this is helpful to you, and I'm happy to talk further about these topics. I know that these are not necessarily, the way that we typically talk about these topics in the holistic health community, and I think that it's important to have a more nuanced conversation. So I would be happy to engage with that with you if you have specific thoughts or questions or case studies that you wanted to kind of, discuss with me. And of course, if you do want to join my case study group, I would be happy, for you to join. Or if you would like to join a different mentoring group where we do more basic work of getting you from, from your area of just, okay, so I studied and I know these things, and now I want to apply them, but I don't have clients yet. I have a mentoring group called Foundations in Practice that may be a good match for you. So I would love to talk to you about mentoring if that is something that you're looking for. So don't hesitate to reach out, and I hope to connect. Take care.